Is a question I get asked all the time. Why are pet food labels so confusing? If they are regulated, why do they work like chicken with chicken, meal, or byproduct? Sounds straightforward, but behave very different in practice. The answer surprises almost everyone. To fully understand what your pet food label legally means, you often have to pay for access to the definitions behind it. In many cases, about $120 a year. Here's what most pet owners and even many veterinarians don't realize. The legal definitions that govern many pet food ingredients are not freely available to the public. They are written and maintained by a private organization. In the United States, that organization is called the Association of American Feed Control Officials, AAFCO. AAFCO does not manufacture pet food. AAFCO does not sell pet food. What they do is write model definitions for animal feed. These definitions are the blueprints. State regulators then adopt them or mirror them when enforcing pet food laws. Even here in Canada, our system relies heavily on these US feed frameworks. But to read the fine print of these blueprints, you have to pay for the manual. This isn't about secrecy for secrecy's sake. It's about how regulation actually works. In many jurisdictions, pet food is regulated as feed, not food. And feed operates under a different legal framework, different definitions, different standards, different allowances. So when you read a pet food label, you are not reading a culinary description. You are reading legal shorthand. And when the language is legal, but the dictionary is in public, confusion is inevitable. In other words, the industry dictionary is behind a paywall. Let me give you a simple documented example. When a label says dog food with chicken, most people assume chicken is a major ingredient. Legally, under feed definitions, the word with can mean as little as 3%. 3%. If the label said simply chicken dog food, that's a different rule. But once the word with is added, the requirement drops to 3%. In a large bag of food, that can amount to just a few ounces of chicken. That doesn't mean the label is lying. It means the label is operating inside a definition most people have never been allowed to read. This is also why confusion persists, even among professionals. Veterinary education often focuses on nutrients, not regulatory laws. Pet owners are taught to read labels, but not taught that labels are built on a separate legal language. So when people feel misled, it's not because they fail to read carefully. It's because the dictionary isn't public. If you're watching this in Canada, you might assume that this doesn't apply to you. I used to think that too. But Canada does not have a single comprehensive federal pet food act. Ingredients cross the border every day, and the definitions travel with them. So even Canadian brands may be operating under the same private definitions without ever spelling what's on the back. I want to be very clear about something. This is not about fear, and it's not about blame. Pet food companies are not automatically doing something wrong, and pet food is not inherently unsafe. This is about access, because when the language is legal and the dictionary is private, confusion isn't a mistake. It's inevitable. Once you understand this, a new question naturally follows. If most pet food is regulated as feed, is there a category that actually bypasses those feed definitions entirely? That's where the most misunderstood term in the aisle comes in: human grade. In the next video, we're going to define that term precisely, what it legally means, what it does not mean, and how to use that information without getting overwhelmed. I'm Dr. Ghunaim. Thank you for being part of this investigation. Clarity comes before change, and understanding always comes before action.